Well, joining us now is Tomiwa Majewole, analyst at financial derivatives company. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
So, given that cocoa is, Nigeria's main agricultural export, I guess we can expect, more export revenues, and the cocoa farmers are going to earn more, seeing that cocoa prices are surging globally.
Yeah, ideally, an increase in cocoa prices globally should result in higher export earnings for Nigeria and also increased income for farmers. Especially, as you said, cocoa is Nigeria's fifth export commodity, although it just accounts for about 0.41% of total export earnings. But when you look at the reason why cocoa prices are actually increasing, you realize that it's as a result of low production and low supply. In Cote d'Ivoire, which is the top cocoa producer globally, total output fell about 36% in the 4 months ended January 2024. And also when you see Nigeria, just last week Sunday, there was a fire that destroyed about 30 hectares of cocoa plantation. That's going to lead to about a loss of about 10,000 tons of cocoa beans. So, when it's all said and done, there's low output, production is low, and this is going to diminish the expected export earnings. It's going to diminish the expected increase in farmers' income. And by the time you look at the fact that there's also a high case of smuggling of cocoa outside the borders of Nigeria, that's also going to undermine the expected earnings in export earnings. So yes, prices are high, but at the end of the day, it's still because of low output and low supply. So that's going to affect the expected increase in farmers' income.
Wow, I guess it's the same story, at the end of the day, what we're seeing in the oil market, looking at cocoa. But what factors are hindering Nigeria's cocoa sector, and what measures can be taken to, enhance production?
Yeah, so cocoa is the part of Nigeria's agricultural sector. So ultimately, the factors that are hindering Nigeria's agricultural sector are also the things that also hinder the production of cocoa in Nigeria. And two important ones is one, a low level of productivity, and two, a low level of human capital. And one of the things that the government can do is to encourage public-private partnership in the sector. This is a model that has worked in Indonesia. Indonesia is the third global producer of cocoa, and it's also the only non-West African producer, top 4 producer of cocoa. And what they did during 2018 was that they had a public-private partnership with Mars, which is a US chocolate manufacturing company. And what they did was they aimed to increase the productivity of cocoa farmers by focusing on improving the human supply. And of course, productivity levels increased. So that is one thing that they did in Indonesia, and that's another thing that can work in Nigeria. Once productivity level increases, income level is going to increase. And once the youth see that there's actually relative high level of income in cocoa sector, that's going to attract the youth to the sector, and that is going to help. And what the youth brings? They bring this youthful energy, they bring innovative mind, and it can help to transform the cocoa sector in the country.
All right, and definitely tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and we know demand for chocolates are high, during this period. But we're seeing prices already high for cocoa. So this will add to chocolate prices rising, I guess.
Yeah, for chocolate manufacturers, there's a high risk that they have a lesser earnings because, their cost of production has risen. And, what many of them are doing now, of course, is they're going to pass on this higher cost to consumers in form of higher prices. And, we're seeing this happen already. Hershey, which is the largest US chocolate maker in the US, in quarter 4 2023, their price product increased about 6.5%. So, of course, chocolate prices are going to increase. But, consumers of chocolate, they really love chocolates. A survey already shows that 92% of Americans intend to to give chocolates out this Valentine period. So, demand is still high. Demand is still high, and demand is still going to be high, especially during these special periods like Valentine, Halloween. Americans love their chocolates. So, and of course, again, even if there's going to be a shift in consumption patterns, it's going to be to a lesser priced chocolates due to the availability of several options. And also, firms are also doing all they can to ensure that demand is strong. Some firms are offering discounts during this Valentine period so as to make sure that people are still able to afford chocolates.
All right, and Tomiwa, I'm wondering what's a good substitute for chocolate, at this time. Maybe I might just shift to biscuits, if, chocolate prices are too high. But we're also seeing that climate change, cocoa diseases are also a big issue at this point. And there's an expected chocolate deficit, But we're seeing some GMO, cocoa trees actually coming up. How will this impact the whole production process?
Yes, so GMO trees are plants whose genes have been altered or modified in the laboratory so as to make them have specific traits. And due to the increase in several supply constraints for cocoa, what people are trying to do now are trying to develop a cocoa GMO that will be able to be resistant to diseases, basically, and this can help to actually increase supply, because there's huge demand for chocolate, and but due to the several constraints affecting supply, there's a supply shortage there. So, but however, we're also seeing a concern because consumers are worried about artificially produced products. So, they are not sure about if consumers are really going to adopt these GMO cocoa products. But for cocoa producing countries like Nigeria, there's need for research so as to ensure that cocoa seeds don't go into extinction. There's a projection that by 2050, cocoa seeds might go into extinction. So there has to be more research and also more sustainable farming practices to ensure that does not happen, and also to build on cocoa beans, cocoa products, seeds that are actually disease resistant. There's more development for such thoughts.
All right, thank you so much. It was great having you, Tomiwa Majole, analyst at FDC, and definitely we hope the prices of chocolate don't go too high tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.